Hi, and welcome to the AHRI video update. I'm Monica Cardenas, and I'm here with Samantha Slater, who is the Senior Vice President of Government Affairs at AHRI. And Samantha's here to talk about our new Call to Action Center that we announced last week. Samantha, can you tell us why you decided to implement this tool for AHRI members?
Thank you, Monica. We are also very excited on the Government Affairs and Policy team. This is a fantastic new tool that we put in place for really two reasons. One, the very obvious and unfortunate COVID-19 global pandemic situation. Congressional office buildings on the House and the Senate side have been closed since March. Those of us here in Washington who do the traditional lobbying where we're up in those office buildings several times a day or a week, we haven't been able to do that, and we're doing all of our work over the phone and over email. But also, you all who might come to town once or twice a year or more, if you're lucky, also now can't get in those office buildings and can't build those traditional face-to-face relationships. But that doesn't mean they're not as critical as they were before the middle of March. And so we wanted to offer our members a tool so that they can still keep in regular contact on all of the many issues. And this gets us to the second point that AHRI and the HVAC/R and water heating industry are following, because those issues aren't going away and they are as critical as they were at the beginning of the year. And again, that's the second point. We are now covering so many issues, and not just at the federal level. This is an amazing tool that can help us at both the federal and the state level. Obviously, next year when the new state legislative sessions kick off in full force, there will be a ton of state issues that we're following and we will have up there. But in addition to contacting state legislators, we can also contact governors, which would have been, quite frankly, an amazing tool I wish we had in March and April when we were sending letters out manually to governors across the country about essential service status. So God forbid this ever happen again. We will have an amazing tool to not only use at the federal level on issues we're talking to Congress about, but at the state level as well.
Great, thank you. So do you want to show us a little bit about how the tool works and how we can find it? I'll just share this.
I would love to, because it doesn't work if you can't find it.
So our Call to Action Center is actually available straight from the homepage here.
Yes. All you have to do is find the policy tab at the front of the website. And if you can find that and click on that and go all the way to the bottom of that tab and see Call to Action Center at the bottom, and that's going to take you right there. And it's super easy. And that's really what we were looking for when we were exploring options for a call to action website. Not only is it super easy for members to use, but quite frankly, it's super easy for those of us behind the scenes as well. But once you find your way to this web page, all you have to do is over on the right-hand side, sign up for alerts. If you are an active AHRI member and are in our system, when you enter your email and your zip code, that's going to be your work email and your work zip code. You can, if you would like, as I did, change it to your home address, but you are more than welcome to leave it as your work address too. All you have to do is fill in those two pieces of information. It'll take you to a little bit larger form where, again, you can just confirm your work address and information, or change it if you would like to your home information. And then you are all signed up. You will receive alerts from AHRI as legislative campaigns are particularly active, which we'll talk about in just a second, but we wanted to make it as easy as possible. The other thing I want to note here is advocacy and lobbying are really a numbers game. And I know so many of you who are active participants in AHRI know how to contact your members of Congress and your state legislatures. I know you do, and we depend on that, we count on that, and that's fabulous. But we wanted to make this system so easy and accessible so that everybody in your company, and I mean everybody from the C-suites to the security guard when you pull in the morning, can use this. If there are ways to get this website, this information in your company newsletters or on your break room bulletin boards, if everybody is back in their office, That's really the heart of this issue, because lobbying is a numbers game. And it's great to have all of you who regularly participate at AHRI contact your members of Congress. But in key moments when we're trying to get a bill passed or get the attention of a governor, the numbers really do matter. And so we wanted to make this so easy that everybody can do it. And while, you know, if you are an active participant in AHRI, your information will automatically populate here. That doesn't mean that other people in your company, and here's the even greater part, you don't even have to be an AHRI member to use this system and sign up for alerts. So it's really accessible to everybody, and that's what's going to be so great about it.
Great, thank you. So if you had to say today what the most pressing issue is that you're working on, what would that be?
So that is going to be the first box you saw pop up there, and that was tell your senators to support the Barrasso-Carper-Kennedy agreement to the HFC phase-down legislation. You're going to see 5 or 6 different issues listed there, and we encourage you, you know, depending on what issue is most important to your company, to send those letters to House representatives, the United States Senate, and there's one on liability for state legislators as well, to go ahead and fill in whichever ones you want, or all of them. But if you only have 2 seconds today, sending a letter to your senator about the Barrasso agreement to phase down HFCs, that is most critical today.
Great. Thank you, Samantha.
My pleasure. Thanks, Monica. This was fun.
Bye, everyone.